Before we get into today's story, I want you to think about something. Have you ever been used by your own family? Not asked, not requested politely, not even given a choice. Just used, like a tool, like a resource, like someone whose time and feelings don't matter. Because that is exactly what happened to this man. And when he finally decided to stand up for himself, his family tried to destroy him for it. But what happened in the end was something nobody saw coming. Let's start from the very beginning. This is a 23-year-old man. He has a sister. His sister has 3 boys. 3 boys. Now I want you to really picture that for a moment. 3 young energetic boys running around, making noise, needing constant attention, needing someone to watch them every single minute. That is a lot of responsibility. And his sister knew that. His sister also knew something else. She knew that her younger brother was always around, always available, always pressured to help, always expected to just drop everything and step in. And she took full advantage of that for years. This pattern had gotten so bad, so completely out of control, that this man had to make a difficult decision. He moved out of his parents' house. Not because he wanted to, not because he was ready, but because every single time he was at home, he was forced to help watch his sister's children. His own home had become a place where his time meant absolutely nothing. So he left. He got his own place, his own space, his own life. But the problem didn't go away, because family vacations were still a complete nightmare. Last year, the family planned a vacation to the coast, a beach trip. Sounds wonderful, right? Sun, Sand, ocean, time to relax and recharge. He was invited to come along. His parents offered to pay for his hotel room. He accepted. He thought maybe this time would be different. Maybe this time he would actually get to enjoy himself. Maybe this time he would be treated like an adult member of the family. He was wrong. When they arrived at the hotel, he discovered the sleeping arrangements. His sister and her husband had their own private room. Just the 2 of them. Comfortable, relaxed, peaceful. And him? He was sharing a room with his sister's 3 rowdy boys, 3 kids, in one room. With him, his entire vacation before it had even started was already gone. He had been promised time to do his own things, to explore the area, to visit places he wanted to see, to actually have a holiday. But instead, every single day of that vacation, he was chasing after 3 children, keeping them entertained, keeping them safe, keeping them out of trouble, while his sister and her husband relaxed and enjoyed themselves. When he complained about this, when he tried to speak up and say this wasn't fair, his family reminded him that he was there for free, as if a hotel room was worth his entire holiday, as if sleeping in a room with 3 noisy kids was somehow a fair exchange for his time, his energy, and his entire vacation. The only thing he got to do that he actually wanted, in the entire trip, was visit one art gallery, just one, because the kids found it boring. And someone had to stay and watch them. So he rushed through the one place he wanted to see, while his sister sat by the pool. He came home from that vacation more exhausted than when he left. That is not a holiday. That is unpaid labor disguised as a family trip. Fast forward to this year. His parents announced another family beach trip, coming up in June. And just like before, without asking him, without discussing it with him, without even considering what he might want, they assumed he would be coming along in the same car, same arrangement as last year, sit in the back, share with the kids. Be the babysitter. Be grateful for the free room. But this time, something was different. This time he had made a decision. He told his parents very calmly and very clearly, "I will be driving myself, I will be paying for my own room, and I will be enjoying this vacation as an adult." His parents were completely shocked. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. They immediately started talking about the cost, about how much he would be spending, about how unnecessary it was. But he had thought this through. He had a good job. He earned decent money. He had a reliable car. He could absolutely afford it. And more importantly, he deserved a real vacation. not a babysitting assignment disguised as a holiday. He stood firm, and that's when everything escalated. His parents went straight to his sister and told her what he had said. Within minutes, his phone rang. It was his sister, and she was absolutely furious. She told him that he would be ruining the entire vacation if he went off doing his own thing, while she had to manage her 3 boys by herself. Think about that statement for just a moment. She said he would be ruining things. Not her. Not her decision to have children she expected others to raise. Not her years of using her brother as free childcare. Him, for wanting his own room, for wanting to drive himself, for wanting to be treated like an adult human being. He reminded her of everything that happened last year. He told her how unfair it was. He told her how he spent the entire vacation looking after her children while she relaxed. He told her he was a grown man and he deserved his own vacation. His sister stopped speaking to him. His parents kept calling, kept texting, kept pushing him to give in. Just keep the peace, they said. It's easier this way, they said. Don't make things difficult, they said. But he had kept the peace for years already, and all it had gotten him was a lifetime of being used. So, he refused. He stood his ground. And then something happened that changed everything. His sister discovered his Reddit post. She had been secretly reading Reddit in the mornings. She found his story. She read every comment. She saw that thousands of strangers all agreed that she was wrong. And she absolutely lost it. She called him raging. She went on a massive rant about how difficult it is to be a mother of triplets. She said he should help her because he was young and single. She said he had no life. That was why he had free time. That was why he should help, because he had no life. Now, he did something smart. He recorded that conversation. Every single word. And then he played it to his parents. He let them hear exactly what their daughter thought of their son. That he had no life. That his time didn't matter. That being single meant he existed to serve her. The silence that followed was devastating. His parents were horrified. They turned to his sister. They told her that what happened last year was completely wrong. They promised him that they would never push babysitting onto him again. And then, the vacation was canceled. The entire beach trip, gone. His parents were fighting with his sister. His sister was blaming him for destroying the holiday. His nephews were crying because their trip had been canceled. And his brother-in-law? He shook his head at the whole mess and went back to work. His sister played the victim. She told anyone who would listen that he had ruined everything. But his parents knew the truth now. They had heard the recording. They had heard their daughter say their son had no life, and they chose their son. For the first time in years, someone in his family actually chose him. He had spent years being used, years being overlooked, years having his needs and his feelings treated like they were unimportant. But the moment he stood up for himself, the moment he said enough is enough, the truth came out, and the truth changed everything. Now I want to ask you something. Have you ever been in this situation? Have you ever been the one in your family who everyone just expects to help? The one who is always available? To one whose time doesn't matter? The one who is just there? Because if you have, I want you to hear this. Your time matters. Your feelings matter. Your vacation matters. Being young or single does not mean you exist to serve other people. This man stood up for himself. He drew a clear line. And yes, things got messy. Things got uncomfortable. But the outcome? His parents finally understood what had been happening. His sister finally faced consequences. And he finally got to plan a vacation where he could actually enjoy himself. Was he right to stand his ground? Or do you think he should have just gone along with it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I genuinely read every single one. And if this story resonated with you, if you have ever been the family babysitter, the family helper, the one who is always expected to just figure it out, then hit that subscribe button. Because every single day I bring you real stories from real people who are going through exactly these situations. Stories that make you think. Stories that make you feel. Stories that remind you that you are not alone. Subscribe to Unfiltered Chronicles and turn on your notifications. New story dropping tomorrow. And trust me, you will not want to miss it. See you then.